Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared with my lovely wife, Kara.
Hello.
And we are live on a Bang Gang Members Live Sharpening. And today we are going to be sharpening a Tanto and a recurve. Turn that down.
Oh, can you hear that?
A little bit, yeah. Well, it's your headphones. I heard it a little bit. Anyways, so we're doing a Tanto and a recurve blade. I get a lot of comments on how to sharpen recurves and Tanto, so might as well do them both in one video because that seems to be what people are most frustrated with as far as blade shapes go. Now, every blade shape, no matter what, always requires you to hold your angle. And we're gonna give it a few minutes. So if you're watching this later, you can just fast forward to when we start sharpening, when we drop the camera, because we're gonna give it a few minutes and let people get in here.
What are you carrying today?
I actually have the Drop Bear, which one of these, not this one, because I have a brand new one in the box. This version is going to one of the patron members. I bought you guys a brand new one. It's in the box still. Of this one, the black one with the purple thumb studs.
That one's hot.
Yeah, because it seems like everybody wants one, but everybody wants this particular one.
Yeah.
I have one of each, the stainless and this one, but you know.
They're both good, but that one's just that purple's like.
It pops. It does pop. I like them both. It doesn't really matter to me. I did mess up the thumb stud on this one. I chipped it, but you know, whatever. That's why I got you guys in the box, or at least for the patron members. So if you're not a patron, sign up to the patron and you get involved in giveaways. We're also giving away an EXO, Reat exoskeleton. What is everybody else carrying?
While we're waiting for you guys to answer what you're carrying, I just want to say hello to James, Zachariah, the Roaster, and Kyle. You guys are here first today. Thank you for coming. And I'm carrying this. I mean, if I were to get up and go somewhere, I would carry this.
The mini sheepdog in 4V.
Yeah, show it.
So this is the one that has the flipper that actually is removable. If you look on this side, there's a hole right there. That hole is so you just use a T6 and you take off the flipper tab. And in that case, it makes it to where you can get better ergos and everything. This is super fidgety. And I didn't notice this in the first impressions, but actually they put jimping on the flipper tab, which all the other flipper tabs on the sheepdogs never had jimping. So, but this is an awesome little knife, and 4V, man. 4V is such a good steel.
I am a huge fan of the sheepdog. It also sticks out more. Why do I keep going to the microphone? That is not the camera. Look, guys. No, it sticks out more than the old sheepdog flipper tab.
And we're drinking the Red Bull Dragon Fruit. Not sponsored. Well, I am.
I'm over here drinking this sweet coffee made by the sexiest barista in the world.
I already had my coffee. Medford Full Size Marauder by Ken Otterbach.
Tucson TS314.
Oh, he's carrying. Oh, you're carrying. I see. Damn. Yeah, you know, those are that's some big, you know, those knives are big. I know I got yours in here that I just recently sharpened. And, you know, Medfords, man, they, you know, being as thick as they are, when you lay back the angles, boy, do they take some time to sharpen. But not even just that, though. They're beast of knives. But the one good thing, this is the one thing with thicker behind the edge knives. When you lay back an angle, you want to feel ridiculous sharpness. It's because the apex is... It's not that it's thicker because, you know, an apex is an apex, right? But what's meeting up to the apex is thicker. So it allows the teeth at the apex to be bigger. So the feel of the edge just feels ridiculously sharp compared to something that's super thin. Something super thin might cut better, but when it comes to like levels of sharpness, but even when it's thick though, you know, you lay back that angle, holy cow, the difference in cutting performance and how easily it enters into something, it's insane. Let me show what we're going to sharpen today. But go ahead.
Oh, hold on, really quick. SD420 is carrying his first Hinder XM18.
Wow, nice.
Warrencliffe, 3 inches Warrencliffe.
My favorite's the sheep's foot. For that one.
The hinder that I like the best is that half track
Yeah,
I
I know
have.
you do.
I love that thing. And then we have Zachariah with the Tucson TS314. Zeroster carrying a Blade HQ exclusive native and M4 with mint green scales. Okay, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Now listen to this one from Ed Durbin. Carry the Artisan Mastiff, Vero Fulcrum, Exceed Tyrant, Skull Knuckle,
Holy
AirPods,
cow.
Rossum RFID wallet, and on and on and on and on. My pockets are always full.
There you go. Always be prepared. Today we are, and that's a hell of a carry. All great knives, by the way. The Tanto we're sharpening today is the new Kaiser Baglighter with the dual ground Americanized Tanto. Americanized because both edges are perfectly straight. We have a thin hollow here and then a flat grind up here. So we'll get into that when we start sharpening it. Now the recurve we're going to sharpen is the KTC3. What a name. The concept KTC3. They shouldn't make names like that. That's ridiculous. The T, the K, the T, and the C, and the 3, it's like they all sound similar. So mixing them up is very easy. You know, you might as well just as long as you can get those 3 words into, you know, a box, then it's the name of it. The KCT3.
We subjugate it.
But anyways, this is actually a dual ground recurved hawkbill blade. So this is going to simulate karambits or any other recurve, even if you have like a recurved Tanto, right? This will help you learn how to sharpen a recurved Tanto because you would just have to simulate this section of the blade as a recurve.
What?
I'm saying that when we're sharpening this blade shape is a recurve.
Right.
It simulates all recurves.
Right.
Regardless if it's a recurved Tanto.
Oh,
like if this
like
had
if
a recurved, it would, you know, like we're doing a Tanto, so you would know after this video how to sharpen a recurved Tanto.
Do you guys like that blade shape? Because I feel like that is a blade shape.
What?
This one? No, not that. Like, pull out the other one. When you see Tantos like that have the recurve in the first part of the edge.
Yeah. Oh, I like them.
No, when they're really exaggerated, dual grind, like mirror polish, like I don't know, like you start getting into like
it's like the Norseman.
No,
that's a recurve.
Who's that
Tanto.
one knife designer that makes really crazy nice, like expensive things? Jim something.
Oh, you're talking about
Todd Begg.
Todd Begg.
Yeah, though I've never been a fan. I mean, I'm a fan of Todd Begg.
Well,
the designs are a little.
I think there's a point of which you put too much crazy into one blade shape and it loses functionality, right? But a regular recurve Tanto can be super, super functional because you have the secondary tip, which actually, if it does curve, that tip actually is extended. So you get a more pronounced tip for draw cuts or for utility cuts. And then the recurve will actually trap material. So if you're cutting a strap, you can get up behind a rope and pull it towards you and it snags it like a hand, like you're gripping it. Same thing when you're going forward towards things. It traps the material into it, pulling the material into the cutting edge. So there's a lot of use for it. That's why I was somewhat disappointed, which I do still have to do. I want to do a full review on it. Is the press check, the one with the recurve Tanto. But the problem with it was the ergos are not good enough for the blade. Go ahead.
Bang gang.
Bang gang. All right, you guys ready?
That was a
how many people
I'm
do we
not
have in
just
here?
being weird. I looked at our subscriber number and I was like, whoa, there's that many people in here.
We're about to hit 200K, guys. It's insane. Shout out to you guys.
I don't know. How do I tell how many people are in here?
You have to, are you in the regular video or are you in the studio?
I'm just in the video.
Okay, well then it should tell you.
Wait.
Let me do it.
I don't know how to do this.
All right, just give me a second. I'll tell you. There is 53 people in here. Hit the damn like button, by the way. Right here. Look, I'm going to show you.
Is this because I'm on PC?
53 watching.
Yeah, that's weird. That I
26.
Can't see that.
Only half of you have hit the damn like button, though. All right, let's get down here. Shoot. Don't worry, the light will settle in. I got a little problem. Oh, where is that? I can't tell. Oh, it's right over here, right there. So Let me move you guys in a little bit. I think that's good. All right, so we're going to start with recurve. So with a recurve, the problem always is that a wide stone like this, if I lay it on there, I'm not going to hit this whole center part because I can't get in there. Now, if you have, this is just a little trick. We're not going to do it today, but if you have some sort of natural stone like this, you can actually use the edge. You can do that. You can use the edge of the stone. I've done it a million times. However, we're not going to do it today because that does require, a little bit of technique, but as long as you can hold your angle, it's the same thing, essentially. But with regular flat stones, getting that, spot, it's very difficult because you're always going to have space underneath the edge that's not hitting the stone. That's why these won't work. Now, you can use a round stone, which I have some aluminum oxide stones, ceramic stones that are round, which will work good because a round stone will hit every part you're trying to. Now, my favorite is half-inch stones. Half-inch stones, in my opinion, round stones or half-inch stones, but it seems that you can get, a lot better stones in the half-inch stone area. This is 1/2 inch by 6 inches long. These are VENEVs. I do have the one-sided versions linked down in the description, and I also have SHAPTON Pros linked down in the description that are specifically this size. The only difference is that it's only one-sided. These are double-sided VENEV stones. I can't link them, but yes.
A few questions. Kyle's asking for, assuming the recurve isn't, insanely deep or wild,
Yep.
Would a 1-inch stone work?
It could, but it would have to be a very narrow one. Here, I'll pull out a 1-inch. So this is a 1-inch stone. So, with this knife right here, yes, I could pull it off. So as long as you don't have space and you can get the whole part of whatever you're hitting on the stone to hit the entire edge, where there's not a gap. Now, sometimes, as long as you're hitting on the edge and the edge, you're okay because you're still hitting. But that's the biggest part, is that there's always a gap underneath. 1/2 inch is always going to be the best, though. That's why if you just get 1/2 inch stones, you will have no doubt that it'll hit. 1/2 inch or round, because 1/2 inch, it never goes past the taper of, or at least most, I've never seen any recurve go past the taper of which it tapers more than this within a 1/2 inch. Yes.
And then Zeroster just said, would that work on a KME? I don't know what the context of that question was.
Yes, you just have to get the 4-inch stones.
Okay.
So this is a 6-inch. So this is going to be more for TS Prof. The KME is going to require this length of a stone. So this the same width, but this length.
And then SD42 says, are them the VENEV URSA Ursa series? Is that what those are?
I'm not positive which one these are. These are the double-sided VENEV stones that are for recurves. 6 by 1/2 inch. But they have the ones with the plates on the bottom. Those will work just fine too, because those ones you can use in a system, which you can use these in a system too. But I'm saying the ones I have linked down in the description that are one-sided with a plate at the bottom, you can use those in a system. You can use those in a clamp. You can use them however. So it doesn't really matter.
And then last one for right now from James. What about that add-on people on Etsy made for the Work Sharp Precision for recurves? Have you ever seen or used that?
Yes. But the one
Have you? From Etsy? People make it? It's an add-on?
I did a video, yes.
Oh, okay.
The guy that makes them sent me that, but the one I have in particular, you have to wrap sandpaper around, okay? So you have to, you can buy different abrasives that wrap around it. You just have to get the abrasive that you want. Now, the benefits to the stones is that you can get diamonds, right? With the abrasives on the paper, you might be able to find some diamond abrasive that's that works like that. I'm not sure. I know you can find ceramic, but they get very expensive. So, you know, it's just when you deal with stones, you have a lot of options. When you start dealing with the sandpapers, you still have a lot of options, but, you know, you just got to, you know, figure out what works good for you. You might wind up having to get different kinds and things like that to work with that. But with that same system, if you have the stone holder attachment, if you have that, then you can get the stones or round stones or whatever. The thing is, though, is that round, I've never seen a round diamond stone for a system, right? Yes, I've seen the rods. But not for a system. I'm not saying they don't exist. I don't know. But specifically for round stones, I've never seen it. Now, but they do make aluminum oxide, ceramic, and natural stones and things like that. But when it comes to you doing high carbide steels or wanting serious cutting power from diamonds, you're most likely going to have to get a flat stone. Yes.
And Ryan Faber asks, will those skinny stones work with the more aggressive recurve?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. That's what they're for. They're specifically, they're thin. So, you know, like this would be considered an aggressive recurve. If this was bigger, it'd be even, you know, it would seem like it was more aggressive. But yeah, it'll work great.
And then Zeroaster asked Jared, have you ever tried out the KME Recurve Jewel Sticks? Oh my gosh, I can't read. Jewel Sticks Stone. It's triangle shaped.
Read that all over again for me.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Jared, have you ever tried out the KME Recurve Jewel Stick Stone? It's triangle shaped with round edges. It's a diamond.
Yeah. I have an India one. Not specifically for that system, but I have an India set of there's triangle stones. They're good. Those work for, like, you know, like we were just talking about, like very, very, very recurve stones. Like, say if you have like one of those recurves that are only like this big, but it like literally is like a claw, that would work for something like that. So that's where round stones and small round stones or the triangle stones come in. Like if I grab this karambit thing right now, you know, let me grab this, and then there's one other thing. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm grabbing something. Oh, where is it? Okay, I might not be able to find it right this second. All right, I'm not going to be able to. Wait, hold on a second. I think it's right here.
Hey, Call You Chaos.
Yes, I found it. All right, so.
Whoa, that was.
For like recurves like this, where it's like a claw. Let me see if this half-inch stone. Oh, shit. It's a chisel edge. Hang on. Jesus. So this would actually work even with something like this. You know, it's going to be, you got to do it only one-sided because this is a chisel grind, but this will still work. A round stone would probably work better, or one of those triangle stones. Now, when you're doing something like we were talking about earlier, where you have a recurve, Tanto, dagger, serrated, whatever, this is a pretty aggressive recurve right here. And this half-inch stone will work just fine. One of those triangle stones would probably, I mean, not work better because it's just all about you holding your angle at that point. So, but those would work as well. Round, this, or the triangle. So, this I'm not going to sharpen right now. I have to straighten out the tip. I bent the tip pretty significantly, so I can't sharpen it right now. I got to fix it, and then I'm going to do a video on it.
James said, I've stretched my brake by 3 times now. I better get back to the floor before they come looking for me. That is
all right, brother, just come back and watch it later.
No, it's just funny because I know that feeling where you're like on break or something and you have like totally, like you just like don't watch the clock so you can pretend like you didn't like go past, but you like definitely know because the video you started is longer than what your break is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so times. Really quick, I'm going to find an aggressive aluminum oxide stone. This feels. See, man, these stones suck right here. These cheap aluminum oxide stones, but I use them for like cleaning other stones and stuff. So I'm gonna use this really quick. I'm just gonna give it a quick spray. Normally I would just use a big one because I have big ones, but I'm just doing this really quick. I don't need to do this much. Just cleaning off my stone a little bit. If I was spending any more time, I would use one of my bigger ones. That's all I'm doing. Just really quick. I'm just doing a quick conditioning for this stone really quick, just so that it's extra aggressive. I have the silica carbide powder that I could, do a whole flattening on. Right now, I'm not worried about that because we're ready to sharpen. So we need our stone holder, which we have right here. I got some link down in the description if you want to get one. We're going to lock this thing in. Now, I could do it by hand, which actually works really good for recurves. I find that a lot of you might get more consistency in hand. The reason why is because you can get this up. Like right now, you can't see my face, but my face is only like this far away from the stone right now.
His face is beautiful. If you could see it.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
So what I can do is I can get up nice and tight to my, like near my face and see everything that's going on. Now, the problem is if I do slip off, I do have a chance of cutting myself. So you want to be nice and careful, but it allows me to, really hold my angle pretty good. But we're going to do it flat on the stone. Get this all worked up. My stone holders. Yeah, go ahead.
Kyle said, I've been using a lock stones on...
a what stone?
I think that was supposed to be ALOX. I don't know if that's a typo or a proper noun. I've been using a lox. It's probably supposed to be a lot. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever. I've been using a lox stones on cheap blades lately because they cut faster than my VENEV. But the Alox dish so bad. Is that normal?
It's probably an aluminum oxide stone is what he's talking about.
Aluminum oxide stones on cheap blades because they cut faster than my VENEV, but the aluminum
So if your VENEVs are not cutting fast, get some silica carbide powder and re-flatten them, recondition them. You can bring them back to close to brand new. Now, also... like, yes, some of those, same thing with those stones, eventually they dish out and they have to be flattened too. But yeah, some of them are very aggressive. And if you're doing a simple steel, aluminum oxide stones are great. Aluminum oxide, natural stones, those are all great. I just prefer diamonds because I'm always doing, high carbide steels. So I can do, simple steels, medium, steels, or high performance steels, all with the same stones. But I have every stone. Like right now, right next to me, I probably have probably over 100 different stones right next to me. And that's not including like my drawer over there that probably has another 200. Like I have a lot of different stones. But 99% of all the stones I use are diamonds. And that's why I always recommend it, because it took me thousands of dollars to go through different kinds of stones until I realized, like, what stones do I use the most? What stones do I really use? And it's always diamonds. Now, yes, I do have a lot of aluminum oxide stones, India stones, and so on and so forth that I could be using in replace of the diamonds instead of using the diamonds. But, the diamonds just cut so fast. I love the edges they create. Now, like I said, for simple steels, yes, I could use those ones. Yes. I got to get the sharpening, so go ahead.
Dennis said, I bought a silicone carbide dressing stone, and they say it's 180...
Grit?
Yeah, grit. Is this a good one for the VENEV?
Yeah, that's fine. The thing is, though, is that you're that's good for conditioning, so you're just gonna be able to clean up the stone, basically, right? Now, you could get a finer one, too, especially for your finer stones, where you hurry up and use that one really quick on the stone, then take the fine one and finish it off so that, it's not super aggressive on the more finer stones with the VENEVs. But As far as reflattening, and if you want it to go fast, get 60 grit silicon carbide powder and get a flat surface. You can sprinkle a little tiny bit like that on there, pour a little water, and you can flatten and condition and make your stones brand new in like 10 seconds, maybe 60 seconds. All right, so we're going to get our angle.
And then you said I want to use it before I switch to the powder.
Yeah, no, you're going to want to use it anyways, like in between using the powder. Okay, so the one little issue I'm having right now, and this is just going to be something that I'm going to have to deal with and work on as I'm going, is that when I'm coming across my stone, when I get to this part right here, I have to lower down like this to get to the tip right there, and my hand is getting tight. I almost need to stack up a couple stones. Hopefully to let my wrist drop. Let's see if that'll work. Yeah, there we go. So, how did I get my angle? I'm literally just laying the edge on the stone, and I can see that if I go lower, I'm way too low, and holding up high, I can see like I'm just basically on my apex. I'm letting the edge angle lay on the stone. I know people find that very difficult, and with recurves, it can be a little bit more difficult because you might see a shadow regardless under there, but I've done lots of videos on how to find angles, and I'm going to do a short soon on holding your angle with your thumb again, like I teach in my step-by-step. But if you know how to find your angle, which is a whole nother subject, right now I'd have to set different stuff up to show you guys, but as long as you know how to find your angle, which there's lots of different tricks on how to find your angle. I have lots of videos on it too. You can use a marker trick, but once you find your angle, just use the skinny stone. Now you might have to do a little bit of a rocking motion like I'm doing. Like I can go straight across like that, right? But in order to get the tip a little bit more efficient, what I'm doing is I'm coming across the stone, and once I get to right here, I'm just kind of turning a little bit. Now, I'm not changing my angle. Remember, there's a difference between doing this and like turning like this and doing this. Make sure this part locks in place. Lock your wrist. Do anything else with your elbow. So going across the stone, lock your wrist so that your angle does not change. If you need to change any direction, up and down, like even if you're doing a bellied knife, you can use your elbow to raise up to get to the belly. In this case, this is the opposite of a belly, right? So if I was going to get a belly like this, right? If I was going to get the belly on this, I'm going to raise my, like right now you guys can't see, but I'd raise my elbow to get to the tip, right? So since this is a recurve, we're kind of doing the opposite. We got to come across and drop our elbow. Come across, drop our elbow. Now I'm not putting any pressure with this other finger. I'm just using it as a balance, kind of like to hold my angle a little bit and have a good feeling point. All these little details, add to consistency. The more indicators you have to follow, the more you know if you're doing well or not. So far, we have basically every bit of the edge. We're just missing the tip right now. So I just need to get a little bit more at the tip. Everything else has got a burr. Just right there at the tip we're missing. If it'll focus.
Yeah, dude, teeth pain sucks.
Oh man, that's the worst. Some of the worst pain in my life has been
those antibiotics. Sorry, baby, I'm just gonna comment really quick on what they're talking about. Those antibiotics that Jared did the video on the other day. There's like some in there for like each type of like sort of infections you can get. So there's ones that target, because there's different gram negative, gram positive that type of bacteria that antibiotics will target. They don't just work on everything. So that was the cool thing about that kit, was that they had a lot of stuff in it.
And if something like that happens, you can just deal with it instead of waiting to go to the dentist.
What video was that under?
That was my, here, I'll just tell you right now.
Because for Jared and I, we don't personally use health insurance with our work and stuff like that. And so for us, like,
that was the insanely overbuilt pocket knife.
Yeah. No, having an extra thing of antibiotics, like, I think that is just like a genius product.
Lifesaver. Just don't overuse them. Don't use them for stupid stuff.
No, it's meant for like emergency situation where, like, you know, like, it doesn't have to be world ending, but like for us not having insurance, like, if it's an obvious infection, like, that saves
I know my teeth
a lot
good
of
enough
time.
at this point that I know if I have a tooth infection. I've been through so many of them. Like, I could do, if I told you guys how many surgeries I've had on my teeth, I'm a motherfucking professional at this point about that stuff. So I am, because I keep lifting up and going back, I am convexing a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it on the stone, and I'm going to do about 20 passes and try to hold it very consistently so that I get rid of my convex. I don't mind if I have a little bit of convex, but I don't want it as convex as I have it right now. So I'm going to put it back in the stone and do some more passes. Now I have not. The tip is getting hit, but I can see there's a little bit more steel that still needs to get down to the tip. Now, I didn't lay back this angle very far. You guys might be wondering, why are you doing basically the same angle that's on? I guess I did lower it a little bit, but not much. The reason why is because we don't have much of a plunge grind here. The sharpening tool doesn't give me much room, and I don't feel like cutting in a new one. So,
oh my gosh, Sid, if it's that bad, you might like need a root canal or to get your tooth removed.
Go to the dentist.
Jared and I both have had what's called a hot tooth, which is where,
I've had multiple hot teeth,
where your tooth infection like changes to the point where the only way that there won't be, I mean, searing pain is if you keep ice in your mouth, like ice cold water. And so what happens is you constantly have to have water in your mouth.
Ice water.
Or it literally, if you try to stop, it's just the pain goes, and it's just like, it's insane. And like, if you don't, so like, you'll be in searing pain, so you can't sleep because all night you have to keep drinking water, and you get so sick from drinking all the water that eventually we both had to keep spitting it out into a bucket.
I overdosed on water.
You have to start swishing it and spitting it, and have literally, like, we both fell asleep over a bucket. So, separate occasions, but it's terrible.
It's bad. One time, my tooth was so bad, the infection was so bad, and it was so painful. My nerves, the dentist told me my nerves were extra large in those teeth, and because of that reason, it made the pain even like 10 times worse. I ran my head into a fucking brick wall. Like, I literally, like, I was asking people to hit me with the 2x4s. I just wanted to go to sleep. I just wanted to be knocked out.
See, Oragel can be, sometimes, it depends.
It's always a reverse thing for me.
Yeah.
It makes it worse.
When it is an infection.
When it's an infection, it makes it worse.
If you've crossed the line from general pain to infection, Oragel can, like, you think it's helping, and then, like, something about just the gel being around the infection or on it or in it or whatever, it can like freak out. Yeah.
That's when you know you got an infection. You know, like,
people have died from that because the infection can go to your heart, like, if it enters the bloodstream.
Oh, yeah. No, your teeth are very serious. You can die from it. Okay, so I don't want to make my burr too big. My angle's looking better. It's not too convex. There's a little bit, but we still got a lot more work to do, so I can fix that. But the tip is not 100% hit, but I am starting to get too big of a burr right here. So I can continue going until the tip is completely done and the scratch pattern is from the top of the edge bevel to the apex, right? But I'm going to switch sides just so I don't make my burr entirely which doesn't matter. I can continue working on this side, but I'm going to work on the other side a little bit, then we'll come back to the side and finish it in order to get that tip. So now I need to kind of change angles a little bit. Make sure there's nothing in my elbow's way. Now, a lot of people might have problems going this direction because in this direction you can see the edge, right? In this direction you really can't. So what I recommend is you can use your thumb to kind of be a little bit of a guide So when you're going across the stone, you can feel your thumb slide across the stone. And what you can do is you can let your spine of your blade have a specific area that it's touching. Now you can come off of the stone like that and let it go back and forth on it. But the point is that you have at least an angle indicator being your thumb so that you feel more comfortable with where your angle's at and not going like this. Okay, I need to lower mine a little bit more. So right now my angle was up a little high. So now I need to drop it down a little bit like we just did. Now with this direction, if you're doing it on a bench stone instead of in hand, and this is another reason why it can be easier to do in hand. As I'm going across the stone, I have to drop, right? Remember, I'm not changing angle, I'm just dropping, right? Changing angle is different. So I have to drop to get to that tip. But if I had the stone in hand, I can do that, but you can kind of fluctuate the stone a little bit. That's kind of the beauty with doing it like this, because see what I'm doing? I'm going to take it across, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to flex this up a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to have to get an appointment.
It works really good. Like, that's why I usually do my recurves in hand. I'm teaching both right now, but recurves generally can be a lot easier to do in hand. I had a comment on that one video where somebody basically was saying that I wasn't a professional because I was doing it in hand. And it's like, that's the most ridiculous statement, because that would mean that I'm, in his point of view, that I'm doing it in a harder way. Yet I got a very, very good quality edge from that way. And we've literally been sharpening in hand for centuries, right? That's how every Native American, like, we've done it forever, right? So nothing what he said made sense. And I know a lot of professionals that sharpen like that in hand. And if you're in the field, do you have a bench to set up to make sure you have a very flat stone? Like, the fact that you can sharpen in hand shows in a lot of ways like how good you are at sharpening. But it can be technically easier in some cases like these. Looking really good. This one I already got the tip on. So I'm guessing the angle, or from the factory, they probably had a little bit of inconsistency on this side's tip. Or sorry, this side's tip. I also have the angle a little bit lower too, but not a big deal. This is thinner up here, and then this is thicker. It is a dual grind. I'm sure you guys don't see that line right there. Let's continue. I'm kind of dropping my shoulder instead of my elbow so much, going this direction, because I don't have a lot of room for my actual elbow.
Michael Christie does the full size in hand a lot.
Yeah, that's it. And that's
guys go in hand.
Absolutely.
I forgot about Michael Christie.
Yeah, he doesn't make many videos anymore. But yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you've seen how professional his edges were. Like, he was very good. But it's just, that's in a lot of ways sometimes easier for people. And sometimes it's not. It just depends on what you're comfortable with. But I will say this, knowing how to do both is important, because if you know how to do it on a bench, well, if you're in the field, like, and I know not everybody's a hunter, but I'm just giving an example. If you're hunting and you need to tune up your edge, you're going to have to do it out in the field in your hand, right? Or on your knee or something like that. So, and you can use a lot of other examples, camping, fishing, hiking, whatever, you know. So it's good to know how to sharpen in the hand. And if you get good at it, you can do just as professional as any other edge in hand. I would say in a lot of cases, it's easier for a lot of people. Yes.
Dennis says, have you tested stroppy stuff, stropping suspension? It seems like gunny juice.
I have not. I have gunny juice. So if it seems like gunny juice, then that's what I got.
It's called stroppy stuff. You never heard of it?
No.
Me either. Zachariah said, Jared, are there any knife using purposes where having a different edge bevel degree would be beneficial?
Yes. If you mean...
That would be hilarious if your answer was just, yes.
Well, I guess I would ask a question. What do you mean? Do you mean on one side, or do you mean... Because you can do chisel grinds. That's two. You can do chisel grinds, or you can do one low angle on one side, a high angle on another side. Emerson Knives does that sometimes.
Well, he's saying, is there any knife using purposes? So is there any type of common knife task, like maybe skinning or cutting cardboard, or like something where a different edge bevel would be beneficial for like a certain outcome for use? I think that's what he's asking.
I'm confused because
different edge bevel degree on each side, I mean.
On each side.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So on each side, yes, like wood does very well with chisel style grinds. So if you have a low angle on one side and a high angle on the other side, that does really good with doing anything with wood. Now, that can also work very well as in toughness. So you can get cutting performance without sacrificing the toughness. So if you're tougher on your edges, in that case, then that might benefit, right? There's lots of, you know, different materials and things that might respond better to you having a little bit, you know, depending on what you're doing, right? Like, because you might be cutting, say, vegetables or something, right, in a garden, but you might be smacking rocks sometimes or dirt. So in that case, a chisel grind or, say, a dual angle grind might be very beneficial to you. Now, that's not saying that you can't use that same knife for cardboard and tape and plastic and straps, because it'll still work great for that stuff as well. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this tip separate just by itself really quick. Yeah, hang on one second.
Just when you have a second?
Yeah.
You have a second?
Nope.
Okay, just let me know when you have a second.
I got to focus.
Sorry.
What's up?
Sid asked...
There we go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
No, go.
Sid doesn't matter.
What's up, Sid?
I'm just kidding. That's what I do to Jared every time he does. I'm like, it's fine. I don't care. It's fine. All right, Jared, did you get the new... Okay, why do I have headphones on? I'm like probably screaming. Okay. Jared, did you get the new Kaiser Mini Sheepdog Rich Light 4B with the removable flipper? That's what I'm carrying, right?
The 4V one, yes.
With the removable flippy. Show it again, quickly. Just for Sid.
Yep, that's what Kara's got in her pocket right
Concentration level over 9,000. Stroppy Stuff has a YouTube. Gritomatic just got his stuff in stock. He's from the UK. He makes good content.
No, I've never heard of it or seen it, so I can't really respond to it.
Guess it's on Gritomatic.
I do have Gunny Juice's stuff linked in the description, which so far has been the best stropping compound I've ever tried.
Germany? I didn't know that.
The VENEV paste is really good. The problem with it is it takes so long to dry. The Gunny Juice stuff is very effective, works extremely well. It's very consistent, and it's easy to use because it dries immediately, unlike other compounds that take a day or two sometimes, especially if you use a lot. So I'm doing just a rocking motion right now. What you guys can't see is I'm not using my arms right now. I'm literally holding my arms still, and I'm using my body.
It's called the Rockabye Baby.
I'm literally rocking.
It's a well-known sharpening move.
Yes. Kara named it.
Yeah, and usually when he does it, I go, rock-a-bye, baby, on the
So,
treetops.
again, about the angles, you guys can see I'm hitting the plunge grind because they shit the bed on the plunge grind. They did this to me on purpose, right? Like, concept.
Yeah, it was personal.
Did this grind and said, we're going to get Jared's ass.
Yeah.
Because we know he's going to want to sharpen
What if you zoomed in with a jeweler's loop and it just said, haha, Jared, super tiny in it?
Bitch!
That'd be hilarious.
But yeah.
And they're like, no, that's just a scratch. Like, that's...
What a coincidence. What a coincidence. But yeah, the plunge grind's so close. So even with me barely lowering the angle and doing my very first edge on this knife, I'm already hitting the plunge grind. And that is why I always advocate for better plunge grinds and better choils. So, let me, there we go. So
Kyle said he looks at knives now and judges them by their plunge.
You should.
You know how like book people, it's like don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Don't judge do judge a knife by its plunge.
Yeah, judge a knife by its plunge. I'm not saying there's not great knives out there that have shitty plunge grinds, because there is. And there's times where, I'll still take it because I can fix it. And then there's times where it's like I can't fix it, but it's still okay.
You're rocking
I'll deal
your
with
chair
it.
back and forth right now.
Yeah,
with your rocking motion.
You're not singing.
Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will...
I stopped rocking.
I know. It sounds so weird.
But
people are gonna think you're doing something else. If you know what I'm saying.
But yeah.
Ah, did you get it?
Yes, baby, I got that.
Sorry. It's the Lord's Day. I shouldn't talk like that.
The plunge grind, though, you can fix it yourself, and in sometimes when you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. It's fine. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But with certain stones, especially stones like these, you will chip them. And when you chip the corners of your stones, it makes sharpening very difficult. You can even chip these stones technically. People don't realize these stones will get chips and nicks on them. That's why when you condition them, you do have to work on the edges sometimes. But that's the beauty with diamond plates, is you never have to worry about that. But what will end up happening is you'll wind up hitting down this section somewhere with your stone, and it'll look ugly.
Wow, I read Zachariah's comment so weird. Okay, anyway, question time. Jared, if you're carving wood and do a lot of towards yourself cuts, what side would you want me lower the edge bevel degree if you're right-handed? Show side or clip side?
Think about it like a chisel.
So
give me 1 second.
So the flat side would be
the angle would be the top.
Or the clip side?
The angle would be the top. So think about it like a chisel, the way you use a chisel, right? When you're angling a chisel down and you're tapping it in, trying to gouge into something, you want your bevel to be at you, facing at you, right? You use the flat side towards the bottom. So if you're turning it around and coming back towards you a lot, then you're going to want the same thing, the edge bevel on the top. So, like if you're always doing these cuts, you want it the opposite way. But if you're always doing these cuts, then you want the angle on the facing at you, basically.
He said so the lower.
But remember, it's going to gouge in. But remember, it's going to gouge in that way then. So, if you might want to just leave it this, if you're still cutting wood this direction, right? Then you want the angle of the edge bevel on this side, and then on this side, like the lower angle or the no angle, right? Depending on what you want. That will still work for this direction. It's just not going to bite in as efficiently as if you were going this direction. So, you do have to weigh your options and exactly what you want. I would say if you're only doing this direction cuts, then yeah, I would do like what you're saying, where you put it on the side, so the bevel would be on this side, and then this side would be the higher angle or the no angle. So like if I was going to do this knife, I would do 15 degrees on this side and 25 degrees on this side or no degrees on this side.
Hey, baby.
Yes. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll explain it better.
There's some person in our chat named Mitchell Amoler.
Who?
It's like Mikhail Emler.
Oh, cum hat.
Yeah!
Yeah, okay.
I'm just kidding. Hi, Mike.
What's up, Mike? Shout out to Mike Hemler. Definitely go and check out his channel.
What you want? I want your pizza. Does that mean something to you?
He recently did a stone video, guys. You guys should go watch it. He did a video on sharpening stones. Okay.
Good day, Mike. That's how I read Kyle's comment. Good day, Mike.
Good day, Mike.
Good day, Mike.
All right. So I'm ready to move
Jared.
on to my
This
next
is from
stone.
Antimatter.
I'm gonna finish on this stone, guys, and then we're gonna move to the Tantos.
So did you want to hear Antimatter's question or?
Yes, but I also want to continue with this.
But
so give me 1 second.
Did you want to hear it though?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Jared. I have a bag. I don't think that's how he probably talks. Hi, Jared. I have a beg letter XL, and it came as sharp as a butter knife.
Well, that's not
the
very
sarcasm is real. What grit do you finish off for 154 cm?
That's actually what we're doing right here. I like to finish 600 grit. I personally don't like to take it over 1,000 grit. Now, if it's CPM 154, I would say even lower. But if it's 154 cm, 600 grit, between 5 and 600 grit, you can take it up to 1,000. But that's personally what I like. If you do take it over, I have seen some cases where 154 cm does decent with a polish off the stone, but the second you start using it, it gets slick as snot. So, if you want it to continue holding its bite and having a high level of bite, 600 grit, even with a low angle, or with a low angle. This is about 600 grit right now. It's of the VENEV 240, and it's right around 600.
I think it's really weird that in such a niche hobby that there seriously would be like a sharpening company with such like a close name to ours.
What?
What are the odds?
VENEV?
Yeah, like you're literally saying Neeves.
Yeah.
I always hear that when you say it. Like that's all I can hear. It's just like, what are the odds of that? It'd be like if there's a stone called the Vajarid. That sounds weird. I didn't really think about it. That sounds so weird. Or the Vaquera. I like the Vaquera. That sounds like a badass stone. Yeah, I just sharpened my knife on the Vaquera.
The Vicra.
Yeah, the Vicra. It's like, it's got like the finest grit you ever saw. So like the polish, like you can just like, it's like a mirror. That's what a dumb person sounds like. AKA me.
Is that your representation of it?
Yeah. It went really poorly. Especially because most of the time when I make jokes, you don't respond. So I just keep going with them.
I hear you. I'm just focusing.
And then you
gotta understand, if I laugh while I'm doing this, I'm going to change angle.
I have to force a reaction out of you by going, did you get it? Did I get him? Did I get him, bae? I got him, right?
When I'm doing this, though, I'm hyper focused on my wrist, my angle.
You can't be hyper or
my
you'll
tension,
mess it up.
my pressure. Right, exactly. That's why I'm hyper focused, because I don't want to mess up.
Vajera sounds like a cool knife name. I don't know about the Vajera.
Sounds like the vagina.
You didn't have to say that. I think everyone was thinking that.
That's why.
But you brought it out.
I'm just saying what everybody else is thinking. Okay, so I do have a little bit of convexing, so I need to focus really quick so I can get this angle really good.
Talica's been a member for 7 months.
Yeah, shout out to Talica.
Yeah, and everybody loves pizza. It's not like I don't like pizza. I'm just not like, oh my god, I'm craving pizza. Like I'm like more of like a hamburger.
Here, that's the thing, we have good pizza.
See, if I was on the East Coast, I might like pizza more. That one place you ordered from recently was good. where they actually cut it into triangles.
Have good pizzas, though.
No,
most places around here have good.
They all do that really hard.
You're just saying that because there's a million pizza places. There's fucking phenomenal pizza around here.
That's cut into triangles for one.
Yeah, lots of places do that.
A lot of places around here do that stupid square cut party pizza crap. I don't like that. I should not be able to hold up a triangle-shaped piece of pizza and it hold its own weight. That's not good pizza to me. Like, if I pick up a triangle and it doesn't bend...
Yeah, but that sounds like a freezer pizza when you say that.
There's a lot of places you order from, like the same places that do the square cut thing, where their crust has like a sturdy layer on the bottom of it, where it really doesn't bend. I've never seen a pizza
place around here where you can cut a triangle pizza and it won't fold or bend. I've never seen
because the places where it won't fold or bend cut their stuff into squares, so you can't figure them out.
I've never seen that either, because you grab the square ones, they bend.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know. What was that place that you did order from, though, with that ranch on it or whatever? That place was good.
Oh, yeah.
That was pizza that I like.
Yeah, seemed like a good place. We should order some food from there.
Yeah.
Again, because they seem like they have good shit besides just that.
Yeah.
All right, I have a burr. Now, the one little issue I'm having is this damn plunge grind and choil. They literally made the steel thicker right here, right there. You can see the line. It goes right there. So it's very difficult for me to hit the very apex right there. I might just leave it and just get it on the next sharpening, because you got to think the steel's thicker there. So my whole edge will be hit. Everything will be perfect, but the apex will not be hit there. Now, in order for me to hit that spot, I'm going to have to continue holding my angle and remove more steel from all of this just to hit this. So instead of doing that, I'm not going to sacrifice the 98% of my edge for 1%. This side hit pretty good. This side's not. So, but we do have a burr all the way up and down. We got, this side has a really nice V grind. This side has a little bit of convexing, but I'm talking and doing it all at the same time. So trying to laugh at jokes and such. So I'm going to try to flatten it up just a little bit, and then we're going to move to we're going to do a deburring, and then we're going to move to the Tanto. What's up?
What?
I figured you were ready to say something. What's up?
Nothing. Having a fun time over here.
Are you?
Yeah. Chat's been popping.
What are they popping off about?
We talked about teeth aches, which was pretty...
Did you talk about what? Oh, toothaches.
Why did I say teeth aches? Well, because we were talking about multiple people's teeth. We talked about games for quite a while.
Stop that. There's no game talk.
I didn't start it.
There's no game talk
I didn't
allowed.
Technically start it. I didn't.
Bang Gang Lives.
I didn't. And we talked about that I might look like Kyle's ex-girlfriend, but he doesn't have a picture, so I don't get to see it. I always get so interested when people say that I look like somebody, because I have yet to ever have somebody do that where I can understand why they say that. A lot of times people do that with you too, and like sometimes I can see it, but
yeah, there's a few
Taylor
movie stars that look like me.
Jared got no skills on the sticks. Wait, what does that mean?
No idea. Oh, he's probably talking about gaming.
Oh, yeah.
No skills on the stick.
He spelled skills with a Z, so I knew it was serious. Yeah, no. Jared, the only game that Jared ever consistently played with me was like Call of Duty World War II. And then I got him into Cold War for a while. When he plays consistently, he actually isn't bad. Compared to because when we play under my account, the people that it like matches us with are a lot harder. But when we play under his account, like where it's skill based match makes us or whatever, like, and he plays against people of his same level, he's actually pretty good.
Dominating, but I just can't
find... And we were good at zombies, like the old school COD zombies on Black Ops 3. We made it to like level, I think the furthest we ever made it together was like level 23, which for somebody that literally doesn't play games, like, and then one person that does, that's not bad.
I have to literally be like in the mood wanting to do it most of the time. It's nothing against anybody that doesn't, so do not take offense to this. I just feel like I'm wasting my time. I have no interest in doing something on a game. I'd rather be doing something in real life. And it's no insult to anybody. Some people can enjoy it. And if you can enjoy it, enjoy it. I don't get that same level. I start getting impatient. I'm very impatient with games. Very, very impatient. So like something will be loading and I'll want to break something.
Yeah, he like every time a loading screen comes up, he's automatically looking at his phone for like something to entertain him while that's happening. For
well, I'm doing something though, because in that case, I'm actually doing something. You know what I mean?
The thing is that we really liked World War II for Call of Duty. The graphics were like a lot simpler and you could see easier. And it's I think for him, like when we play, it's more about like us doing something together on the same team than it is about like actually the game, because it's just like competitive and fun to do something to do.
Okay, those last few passes I did, all I was trying to do, because everything was finished, all I was doing was just trying to flatten out my convexing. I had a little bit of convexing. So I flattened it out. Now we have a burr on this side. So I'm going to do a deburring process. So right here on this side, nice and good. There's no burr on this side. It's all on this side. So we're going to do an easy burr removal. Now we can do it with the stone. I can technically even do it with a little bit higher grit stone, or the same stone that I already was working on. Where is it? Or I could use the ceramic rod. Now we're going to talk about stropping a recurve here in 1 second. So what I'm going to do is on the side, I'm going to do a reverse pass this way, very, very gently. So I'm just going to let the burr snag the stone this direction. I'm going to come over here on this direction. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just letting the burr get snagged off. That's all I'm doing. I just want the burr to get snagged and basically either flip or get yanked off.
YouTube keeps kicking me off of ours,
Mike? I don't want to micro bevel it.
Like, it keeps kicking you off of our thing or, like, your account? I'm so confused. That's really weird.
Ooh.
I'm not a big Battle Royale player as a roaster. Not my style.
I'm going to do a couple, actually, towards me direction passes. I'm so light like right now. If you guys could feel the pressure, I am not putting any pressure whatsoever. I'm literally just trying to fold, snag, or snap the burr. Okay, now I'm prepared for the strop. But
Sid said he's getting a fixed single sharpener from the Ukraine, high quality, and could be more affordable than the TS Prof. I wonder what brand that is. Interesting.
We have technically a new sharpening thing coming soon from some company.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, ding, ding. You got the ding. You got it.
I got the ding dong.
Yeah, you got the dinger.
Ding dong. Talica with the 5 bones.
Shout out to Talica with the 5 bones.
I'm breaking in Teflon Triway on an XM24 Triway, and it's better than on XM18.
This is 6 micron, and the other side I put 1 micron. I'm just hitting this edge a little bit because we're going to use the edge to strop. Now you can make.
Did you even acknowledge that?
No, I'm gonna just give me a second.
I knew you didn't.
You can get yourself strips of leather like this. Like I have all different kinds of these. And then what you can do, see I have 3 on there, so that means 3 micron was on here. And you can cut strips and use it for recurve. And then just like basically you can like cut the same size as your stone, something like that if you want to. But you can also just use a big strop. You just use the edge. So let this dry off a little more. It's almost dried off.
You want to read his comment now?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
I'm breaking in Teflon Triway. I don't know what it means. I'm breaking in
He's
Teflon
breaking in hinder.
Triway on an XM24 Triway, and it's way better than on XM18. I don't get it.
Okay.
Decode it.
Say it again really quick. I understand.
Okay,
he's breaking in Teflon washers on a hinder. Which one?
He said Teflon Triway.
I understand that.
On a XM24.
Oh, right. It's probably because it's
Triway.
bigger. So the bigger, the heavier blade. It's probably just
way better than on an XM18.
Yeah, I would imagine it's because it's bigger. There's more area and there's more weight. So yeah, I would imagine that. So we have 6 micron on this edge. and then 1 micron on the other edge. And I'm just going to use the corner. So I'm going to lay my angle on there.
That's so weird, Mike.
That's weird. I'm up close with my face so I can really see that I'm holding my angle.
Hey, Bees Blades is in here.
What's up, baby? Like I said, you can get skinny strops or you can just use the edge. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, it feels good. All right, let's do the 1 micron side.
Okay. Mike said, oh, it's Hapstone from Ukraine.
Oh, Hapstone, yeah.
Okay, he just plays story mode, that's funny. Mike says, I use a block of wood to remove the burr, then deburr the rest on a Spyder Coat Ultra Fine for most steels.
Yeah, there's lots of different ways to do burr removal. I've done the wood trick many times. I use ceramic. I mean, I have 100 different ways. Just depends on how difficult I think the burr is going to be or just the technique I feel like using.
Talica says, hot wings or burgers? I need help choosing.
Oh, I want some hot wings and burgers.
Okay, that didn't help him choose.
Okay, hot wings.
Okay, I knew that's what you're going to pick. I would go burgers.
I want some wings right now. Order me some wings, baby.
All right. Let's get an order going. All right, Dennis, I need a live on...
Now let's check the whole edge. Baby, let me do this. Because remember, we went from... There's 2 different grinds here. We have a thick grind and a thin grind. I'm trying to check my transition, which is really good, as you can see. I want to check my tip. Really good.
Mad Edge and Cosin.
Very, very good. Yeah, this thing's nice and sharp. The apex, all right, so first of all, Concepts 154 is really good. Kaiser's is too. 154 CM is very easy for companies to heat treat. That's why it's kind of like 14C, where most likely they're going to do a good job on it. It's an easy steel for them to heat treat, and it's a good steel all around. So as long as they don't do a shit job, which in most cases, as long as it's a reputable company, they're going to do a good job with it. And, as long as there has been cases I've seen where some companies, like I remember I did the Buck Marksman, man. Their 154 CM was so good, it was insane. And I'm guessing they maybe just ran it at either 1, with a better heat treating process because it was a Boss heat treat, or 2, it was at a higher HRC. I'm not sure which one. All I know is that shit was like crazy good. So there, you are going to see some differences in, this company's stuff's better than this company's. But overall, you're usually, in most cases, they're not going to be bad, right? It's still going to be a good quality steel for a cutting edge. And the edge looks really good, very consistent. My bevel's slightly bigger on this thinner side. I do think, though, that the grind is a little deeper right here than this side, but it's negligible. Like, it's so close, it's not even a big deal. But and it's nice and sharp, very, very keen. And I'm glad. The only thing I would change if I was going to do something in the future is lower my angle. But why didn't I lower my angle? The damn plunge grind. So in the future, when I fix that plunge grind area, either 1, I'll just sharpen it from here forward and not even worry about this area and just go all the way up to the plunge and say, screw it, that's the way it's going to be, which could be beneficial because when it's in my hand and I start cutting, there's nothing to catch the edge. The edge goes right into cutting, right? So there are some benefits to having no sharpening twill, no sharpening notch, blah, 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 blah. But in the future, I might just cut in my own notch just to make it a little bit easier for sharpening. In this case, though, you know, it might benefit from not because the handle is so small. Anyways, let's get to the Tanto.
Where do you want wings from?
That place we were talking about. I thought that pizza place. That place probably has some
I don't
good
know what
ass
it's
wings.
called.
Let me see the thing.
Also, while you're looking at that, Dennis says he wants a live on strops, like in general, like what grit after what stones, just like a specific portion of a live that deals with strops.
Okay, tell me exactly what you're talking about.
He just said he wants
say it again. Say it again.
Dennis just said he wants a live on strops, or probably not a whole live.
A live specifically towards
like,
all strops.
Just like details of strops and what grit to use after what and blah.
So, okay, so with strops, it's microns.
You didn't even
I know I did because I had to start doing this. I couldn't find it.
You could just get a burger. It'd be easier.
I can't remember like if
just gonna get you a burger.
No, I want some damn wings. Why don't you order from the barbecue company?
Blech.
Okay, well then get it from someplace else. I'm just cleaning my diamond plate over here, guys. Anyways, so I understand you want a video, but I'm going to make it very simple right now. Super simple.
Hey, really quick. I'm sorry, just really quick, just because I don't want to like also forget to tell you later.
Yeah.
Because Sid mentioned the two or the company. It was not Hapstone. It was Nad Edge and Kosim. Kosim.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
The sharpeners.
Okay, I remember I said, know what that is.
Yeah, I said the wrong thing.
So,
I'll show you later.
With stropping, it's based off micron, not grit, which is the same thing, but micron's just smaller, right? So, you want to, if it depends on what your purpose is. So, I always say that if it's just for edge maintenance, 6 micron is what you want. Between 3 and 6 micron. Now, when you start getting under 3 micron, that's where it's more for polishing. Now, you can't just polish anything because like you can't take like say a 600 grit edge and say, oh, I'm going to use 1 micron and polish it. That's not how that works. You would have to go from like 1,000 grit edge and then start with like 13 micron to 9 micron to 6 micron to 1 micron to quarter micron. So you'd have to require a lot of strops and a lot of compounds and a lot of money. That's why I usually like coming off the stone with a polish and then finishing with a very, very low micron stropping compound. Now, you can get a relatively shiny edge from 600 grit if you do the same thing. It's not going to be quite polished, you know, starting from 13, 9, 6, 3, 1 quarter. But from like a 1200 grit, you can actually do it. But to me, it just looks a lot cleaner because the more time you spend on a strop, the more passes you do, the more chances you have of rounding your apex. A stone is nice and flat. There's no bend to it like leather. Leather has a bend to it. So the more times you drag your edge across the strop, now I'm not saying there's not people like even me. I'm really good at stropping. So I don't really have an issue with it. But a lot of people do because they'll even though they're holding an angle, they may be putting a little too much pressure or they've just done too many passes and the leather kind of bends around the apex. And it might not be that bad doing 5 or 10 passes per side, but if you keep doing that, trying to strop it to a mirror polish or something, you're just going to make your shit duller, basically, because your apex is getting knocked off and your teeth are being so refined and it's basically just being knocked off and rounded. So yeah, there's goods and bads to stropping. You can overstrop very easily. Also, raising your angle up too high. Say if you sharpened at this angle, right? I sharpened my stone at this angle, but then I go to strop and I raise it up to this. That is going to make your edge dull. You need to make sure that you're stropping at the same angle you sharpened at. Okay, so we're gonna start. Yes,
I'm so
yes.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
That you guys are gonna be really annoyed by this.
Yes,
that I'm doing this right now.
Yeah.
But do you want onion rings, sweet potato, tater tots, pickled cucumbers, or watermelon?
What is this from? Where?
Just tell me. Onion
I'll
rings.
take the sweet potatoes.
Sweet potato tater tots. Sounds fire.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You don't want pickled cucumbers though, or watermelon. Just saying.
No, I'll take the sweet potatoes.
Okay. Sorry.
All
Excuse me.
So,
hey, wait. Question from Kyle. If you get a nick in a soft strop, do you sand it back to bare leather?
You can, or you can just roll with it until it starts looking really bad, then do that. But there is such thing as a leather stripper, and it's like a little blade. It's a razor blade that you can drag across it. And what it does, you can actually find them on Urban Edge Strops. He has this little tool that you can strip the top layer and make it nice and flat again.
Antimatter
sand it.
said so you can't overstrop on a fixed angled system.
You can with pressure. It's different. It's different because, like, okay, so overstropping can be looked at in two different ways. One, you rounded your apex, right? Your edge went way too many times over strop, and the leather is like, picture this is the apex right here. The leather is rolling around the edge, right? Rounding your apex. That's one way. Now, two, say if you've used very light pressure, and everything, you can just refine, because, like, say from the stone, the diamonds might be a little bit larger, and your strop, it just might be so fine that it just basically makes the teeth at the apex of your edge so refined that, yes, the edge is sharp, yes, it'll cut just fine, but it won't have bite. It'll lose all of its bite. You need those microscopic teeth to be a certain size in order to have that level of bite. Now, in some ways, it'll increase it, but that comes with 5 to 10 passes per side and doing a good burr removal. If you do a good burr removal, your apex will be nice and clean. And then all you're doing is using the strop to just make sure your apex is nice and cleaned off. You might be refining it a little bit, but you don't want to over refine it. And then, like I said, with the pressure, you also don't want to round your apex. Okay. Any more?
So
we're going to get to this Tanto. Okay.
I mean, it's not like a question, but Dennis was like, I don't know why one moment it has a lot of bite, one stroke more, and I overstropped it.
Okay, that has to do with you rounding your apex. That's what that is. So one stroke more is you rounding your apex. Your apex was nice and fine, and what happened was your strop did what I just said, where it went like this over the top of the apex, and it went like this to it. Go ahead.
Woo! Bald assassin with the 10 bones. I like to hold my stones in my hand when I sharpen, so I picked up the VENEV Greater Dog Stones.
Nice.
It's been a fantastic sharpening experience so far.
I want you guys to look at this. Look at this leather.
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah.
Just look at it.
So watch my edge as it goes
Isn't
across.
That what bees does?
Yeah. You see how what it's doing to the leather? Right now, the leather is rolling around my apex. You guys probably can't tell. It's because I'm putting pressure. I'm using pressure straight down. And like, you see that divot I'm making? Those lines? You see those lines I'm making? Those lines are the apex. Even if I'm holding it low at a low angle, I'm putting too much pressure and it's creasing that leather. So you want to make sure you're not putting a lot of pressure, but you're still holding your angle and you're letting the leather just glide past the apex. Now, right now, I could ruin it and mess it up by either A, raising my angle up too high. Right now, I'm rolling my apex. Or 2, I'm holding the right angle, but I'm putting too much pressure. Because now, like I said, the leather is going like this around my apex. It's literally doing this. This is what it's doing. It's going like this around it. So you don't want that. Like, kind of like this. If I didn't have any, it's hard to tell, but it's like the leather, like, picture this is like a little piece of the leather right here. It's basically going like this around the edge. You know,
Hamburger
it's
or
mushy,
teriyaki
right? It's
chicken?
mushy. It's not firm. It's not like a stone. It's got give to it. It's got cushion to it. So the cushion of the leather is rolling around the apex. You want to prevent that. And that's why I said the more time you spend on the strop, the more chances you have of doing that. That's why I spend a little bit of time on the strop, 5 to 10 passes per side. That's all you need. Just make sure you're holding your angle. Now, I'll say this. One way you can prevent overstropping is by making sure it's not so bad if you hold your angle a little too low, but it's detrimental to hold your angle too high. So I'm going to repeat that again. It's not a problem if you hold your angle too low, but it's detrimental if you hold your angle too high. So if I just came off the stone, if I'm trying to figure out the angle of which I sharpened on the strop, I'm going to make sure I'm holding my angle maybe a little bit lower than too high, if that makes sense. If I'm uncertain about my angle on the stropping, I'm going to make sure I'm holding it maybe a little bit, like if this is a high angle, I'm holding it a little bit lower just to make sure I'm not holding it too high. Now, if I hold it a little bit lower and I do a couple passes per side and I feel it and it feels perfect, I'm going to say good to go, right? But if I start off by stropping and I hold my angle up too high and I'm stropping at a high angle like this, well, now I'm fucked. I've already rounded my apex. But say if I hold it too low and say if nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. Okay, well, now I just need to raise it a little bit. Because even though nothing happened when I held it too low, at least it didn't ruin it, right? So now I just have to raise it and do it again. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so we're going to knock this edge off really quick, and then we're going to start sharpening it. So we're going to just use one of these aluminum oxide stones.
Do you know Dennis works at a castle?
What? He's a king?
Yeah.
Or is he a peasant?
He's part of the maintenance crew. So
Peasant.
King.
I'm just joking.
Definitely a king.
Definitely a king.
He
rules
they
the
want
place.
him to become the supervisor next year for the maintenance crew.
That's awesome, man. Good for you, man. That's bad.
It's a big hostel, but it's a castle.
Well, just don't be hostile at the hostel.
I knew you couldn't help that because we don't say hostel here. We say hotel for everything.
Yeah.
Or motel. Hostel isn't really a word.
Not the hotel,
here.
but the motel.
Holiday
Is that mine?
Yeah.
All right. So, well, good for you, man. That's awesome.
Gosh, we're making everybody hungry, I think.
You're going to be real hungry when I slap my wings down right here in front of you. So, ultra sharp. Maybe one day I should contact one of these guys and just be like, what do you want to eat?
I was just thinking
and
that.
Just order one of
just,
them.
Like, send it to their
address.
Yep,
just send it to their address.
It'd be so funny.
Like, you just want
the only problem is with
chicken dinner.
These apps can tell your location.
I know.
And they, like, freak out. And I wonder if they do that so that... Because remember how that used to be a huge prank? You order a bunch of food to someone's house?
Yeah, but as long as you pay for it, what does it matter?
Because back then
you had to pay when you got there. Right. Now you don't have
and
to. So now they don't care. You can do it. You can just order to an address.
So crazy back then. You could just
order I can order Ubers for people. So
yeah.
Okay. We got an ultra sharp diamond plate. I'm not using the ATOMA today. I'm using the 300 grit ultra sharp diamond plate. I have a bunch of ultra sharp diamond plates. I have a 3 set. So it would be this stone and 2 other stones down in the description. And you can get this same set in 2x6 inches, which are a little bit smaller than these. I also linked down in the description. Then I also just linked ultra sharp diamond plates. If you click the link, there's single stones, double stones, all different kinds, ultra sharp are affordable diamond plates. They're good quality, nice and flat diamond plates. ATOMA, yes, they're better, but they're also more expensive. So you get what you pay for. But these are really, really good for the money. For what you're spending, they last a good while. The finer they are, the shorter life they will have. The more aggressive they are, the longer they will last. Now, the ATOMA plates, they wind up wearing in, like say the 140 winds up becoming like a 300 eventually. But that's all diamond plates, right? Diamond plates eventually wear out. That's why VENEV stones, I think, are so good. I love my VENEV stones because you can keep on conditioning them and bringing them back. But if you're not doing tons and tons and tons of sharpening, diamond plates are exactly what you want. But if you want to just skip diamond plates because you know you're going to be doing tons and tons and tons of sharpening, get some type of resin bonded stones. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scratch you. Bald Assassin said, do you think the 3000 grit ultra sharp is worth getting?
3000 grit?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Because it's going to be such a fine stone, it's going to wear out really fast. It's not like if it's a very, very cheap, then yeah. If you're not worried about the money, and it doesn't really mean much to you, then yeah. But it's not going to be a stone that lasts very long. And I would recommend taking that money and just buying a 1200 VENEV, or either an 800 or a 1200 VENEV. They will last you 1,000 times longer, and they'll give you the polish you're looking for. And you can also, let me tell you this too, that 3000 ultra sharp you can get from Gunny juice, like 9 micron Gunny juice, and you could use a Strop technically at that point if you wanted to, but I would recommend just getting the VENEV. Or you can get a Spider Co ultra fine ceramic. That's another one you could get, which will last you a lifetime as long as you don't drop it. And you know, it'll work for a lot of other things as well. All right, so we are going to do the finger trick on this one. So what we're going to do is I'm going to find my angle. I'm going to show you guys how I do this now. We're going to take a pen or marker, and I'm going to mark the exact middle of my thumb. Get a pen. I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to kiss it to my pointer. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I laid it down. I'm going to kiss it to my pointer finger. Now I have a line there. So that's my line. Both of those are the angle. If I lay my pointer finger down right here, I can take the spine of the blade and I can pick which part of the blade I want to use. So give me a permanent marker. Baby.
What?
Give me
I don't have one.
There's one behind you in the thing. Somewhere there's.
I don't see.
I might have moved that little cup. Find one, please.
Okay,
there's one in my.
I can't get out of here. I'm trapped.
You don't want to go that way.
Son of a gun.
There's a marker right around here somewhere. I mean, if you just look.
I don't even know where to start.
Just go get one somewhere.
I'm trying. What you done?
All right, so you want to make sure you match up a certain part of the blade, though. So pick the spine. You can pick the lower part. So like instead of this side, pick the other side. But pick whichever one you pick, make sure you stick with it. So I'm going to mark my edge right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that exact spot and match it up to that line that's on my thumb every single time. So I'm going to go just like this. So every single time, that spot is on my thumb, and that is my angle. All right, and when I do the top part, I'm also going to do that same angle. I don't care. My edge bevel is going to be bigger at the tip by a little bit, but it's thicker. That's okay. All right, this is supposed to be smaller. So I'm going to use the permanent marker. I could use it to mark my finger, but I'm going to mark this. So I'm going to go just like this.
Okay.
This is where my finger is going to land on this knife. So I'm going to make sure that every time my thumb hits that exact spot, that green spot right there. Now, I'm not grinding my thumb against the stone. You'll tear your thumbs up. Now, you can use Captain tape to wrap your fingers, which works really good. Look, I didn't link it in the description, but that's how you spell it. You can go to my Amazon link and type in Captain tape. This stuff won't wear off of your finger. It doesn't wear off. The diamonds won't wear it off. So you can also use that to wrap your blades, your spine for fixed angled systems. It works really, really good. This thing is like slippery right now. Sorry, guys.
Hey, babe.
Sorry, guys. You guys are too close. Yeah.
Seems Logical's here. First of all, hello.
He's outside? Just joking.
Yeah, come on in, bud. He said, hey, Jared, have you seen the Revo Knives Berserk? Kara, pull up a picture. What's your recommendation on how to sharpen that knife? It seems complicated to sharpen. Is hand sharpening the only option? Let me pull it up for you.
Too slippery. Give me a second. I'm going to put this down because my stone is slipping too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that down. I'm going to go like this. I just sprayed soap and water on it. So now I'm going to put my stone back on top. And it's not going to slide around as easily. Let me,
okay. This is, so he's basically asking, like, what's your recommendation on how to sharpen this?
Let me see it.
Is hand sharpening the only option? You can show that.
No, you can use a fixed angle system on that. Just expect that the angle you use is going to... Just expect that the angle you do on the front part of the edge, just like we're doing now, on this part is going to be bigger than this side of the edge bevel. But it's supposed to be, because this is thicker. So you don't want to change angles. You know, just keep the same angle. You can change angles, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would just do the same angle I do right here, I would do right here. This side's going to be a smaller edge bevel. This one's going to be a little bit bigger, but that's how it's supposed to be. That's the type of angle it has. And you can do that on a fixed angle system just fine. Or you can do it freehand. It doesn't matter. Let me see if there was something else I missed. Just make sure your clamps end up in the flat part. The part right here on the spine where the jimping is. Just make sure your clamps end up there. If you can put a clamp on this right there, you can try, but it might not work very well. But freehand might, you know, in some cases, freehand does wind up becoming easier. And there are some blade shapes and grinds that I would rather just sharpen freehand.
Revo Knives sponsored Ray at Everyday City Carry, I guess.
Awesome. Good for Ray, man.
Very cool. If you're not subscribed to him, any members here that don't,
Everyday City
I'm
Carry.
sure a lot of you guys do because you listen to us. But yeah, really awesome podcast. Is he still doing the podcasts?
Yeah.
Well, I heard you say like he was doing something different or something.
No, he quit his job to take it full time.
I didn't know if that's what you meant or if you meant like literally something different.
So the job...
Sorry, I'm sorry. I was reading
the point of sharpening a Tanto is you want to sharpen like two different edges. So I'm not going to do this edge at the same time I do this edge. I'm going to do one angle or one edge at a time. So I'm going to start by this one. Then I'm going to switch over to this side. Then I'll go to this side. Now I don't have to do it in that order. I could do this side, then do the top, then flip over. And I might do it like that. But the point is I still treat it like two different knives or two different... Not only two different edges, but also two different knives. Now, you need to make sure you marry your tip up because this is two different angles that are going to be hitting. So you want to make sure that this tip doesn't wind up here or this tip doesn't wind up back here, right? So... no pressure on your thumb. Just use it as an indicator.
Oh, Ray's opening up the podcast outside the knife community. That's what's new with the podcast. He's interviewed rappers.
Oh, yeah, I've seen some of those, yeah.
He needs to get me on there, but interview me not as Kara the knife lady, but Kara the gamer. That's what he needs.
Yeah, but you don't have
and then he can ask me questions like, what's it like to actually be a girl that doesn't suck ass at games? And I can be like, you know, it's pretty fun. Because
kind of weird, because most girls suck ass.
At least the ones that have channels. Anytime I see...
You don't have a channel, though.
I have a channel in my head.
I got you.
When I go on my games...
You think you're in a
sometimes
channel.
When Dom and I play, I'll literally sit there and I'll be like, all right, so guys, what we're going to do next is we're going to go around this corner here and we're going to see this guy. When we see the guy, we're going to take him out. You're going to go to the left. You're going to see a treasure chest. And I do like a whole like playthrough for him. I wish it wasn't such a saturated space, but seriously, most girls that post are lol.
I got the edge bevel all the way done. I'm missing a tiny bit at the tip. but that's fine. We're going to get that
Question. We're ready.
Here in a minute. What?
Kyle, Jared, do you find it harder to marry Kara? No, just kidding. Marry the Yakoti on fixed angle? What's the Yakoti?
I don't know.
Yokote? Jared, do you find it harder to marry the Yakoti on fixed angle?
I'm guessing you're just talking about the two different angles. No, I don't think it's really much different. The only difference is you're taking the stone to the knife instead of the knife to the stone. So what I'm going to do is so we just did this edge. I'm going to do this edge now instead of flipping over and getting this side. But I do have a burr on the entire apex. So now I'm going to do this edge. So I'm going to hold the same angle, same spot on my thumb.
Ryan said, I've always shied away from Tanto blades because of sharpening purposes, but this doesn't seem too bad. It really doesn't.
No, it's not. It's just understanding what you have to do. That's it.
I just want to say this, I don't feel like typing all of it. There are girls that are good. I'm just saying that, like, there are a lot that are posting, like, thirst trap type gaming content, and that's more oversaturated in the girl gaming community than ones that are actually playing the game for the game. For instance, there's been, like, multiple female channels that have actually been caught using footage of games that isn't theirs and literally pretending like that's them playing. And then, like, getting caught up because, like, they're live and they can't actually do the things people are asking them to do because it's not really their footage, or, like, it's very clear, like, they don't know what's happening, blah, blah, blah. And they've been kind of, like, caught up doing that. Like, anytime I do see a gaming channel that's female where, like, they're actually playing and they're legit and they're not, like, thirst trapping, I'll try to support them because it's already a saturated market as it is. So,
it's looking really good. My Mary right here is not completely hit, but that's from this side and not from this side. So when we come back to this side, I'll have to get a little bit more pressure right where that marries together.
I think maybe the Yakoti is the point on the Tanto, like not the tip point, but the other point.
Right here.
That's the Yakote or the Yakoti or the Yakate.
So now we need to flip over to the other side, but in this case now we're going to change to the pointer finger for the angle. Yes.
Seems logical said, also, are you guys planning on reviewing larger blades closer to being a sword than a knife now? Because I got something bigger than a kukri in my collection.
Did you see our Quacchetti video?
Yeah, you gotta check out the Quacchetti.
You didn't even see the Quacchetti, did you? I'm just doing a burr removal really quick. Okay, now using my pointer finger and the spine, lining them up. Okay, and I'm going to, I know it's going to be hard to see. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm not going back and forth because my angle's held so good that I don't have to, because I'm not going to change. Every time I sit down, I'm still at the same angle. If I wasn't doing this finger trick, I would go back and forth. Yes.
I'm just letting you know our food's going to be here at 4:31.
What time is it now?
It is 3:53, so you have plenty of time. Just letting you know.
Where'd you order from? The South Side?
Hell yeah. Boy. No, I got it from Lazy Dog because their food's fire. And it was the only place I could find with wings. You didn't get me
hot wings, right? You got me barbecue wings,
Barbecue wings, and I got you some fish.
What kind of fish?
Your fish.
All right.
Your favorite fish from that place.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
All right.
And they finally made it where you don't have to get coleslaw anymore with it.
All right. So now you just got to do this other side of the tip. And we're going to do the same thing.
On the Quacchetti video.
I might have seen it.
He said, did you see it? No.
I'm not sure. I might have. I did try to get to most of those comments. Now, it's hard for me to show you exactly what I'm doing, but I'm just doing the opposite way. Using my finger as the guide, the same way I did my thumb, just the opposite way. Just going straight across the stone with the tip edge.
Man, that sound is really...
You like it.
Sounds like somebody hawking a loogie.
After a while, you start getting the feeling of knowing when your apex is hit. It does take a while to understand that feeling of when you have a nice flat bevel and your edge bevel is sliding across the stone nice and evenly and basically what it feels like is you feel the diamonds stop gouging into it and you feel it kind of gliding over it. So I have a burr all the way, but I need to hit the very tip of both ends. So I get the middle going really good, but I need the tip of both ends. So what I'm going to do is instead of me going straight this way, I'm going to drag it this direction because as I come off the stone, I can ensure that the very tip is going to hit.
What's your Steam ID, Kara? Oh, hold on.
See how I'm doing that? And see how the tip of the knife is hitting?
Boom. Friend code. Copy. Minimize. Paste. Enter. Steam ID. Complete. Guess what? I'm making friends.
Don't be doing that.
I made friends at school today.
Yeah, don't be doing that.
It seems logical.
Okay, that's okay though.
He's already my friend. He said he might come to Blade Show.
That's awesome.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I told him, I said, it almost feels weird that we haven't met him at this point because it's been so long.
Well, we done. He came to the lives.
I meant in real.
I know.
IRL, bae. IRL.
Is that what you call that?
In real life, yeah, IRL.
You don't want to see the IRS and IRL.
You know what's funny? That's hilarious. You know what's funny? You're all on the IRS lately. You know what's funny is the fact that life has gotten so online that there's actually like a shorthand for in real life because you have to distinguish. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Kyle, I'm kind of friendly.
It's like 99% done. So I just barely need a little tiny bit more.
Yeah, he was on your lives both time I was gone. You didn't invite me.
Because you were gone. How could I invite you?
Oh. That's fair. I was like gone. All I was dust in the wind. Antimatter says, a lot of factory knife edges seem very aggressive. I have a shaman with CPM
Bang!
F4.
There we go. Got it. Sorry, go ahead.
Rude. Can I talk?
Yeah, waiting for you.
I was just making sure. I have a shaman with CPM. Sorry, that was fancy. I have a shaman with CPM M4 and love the bite and edge retention. If you had to guess the grit Spyderco uses,
I don't know. Probably 400. 350, 400, and then they strap it on a stropping wheel, so they use a belt. I think it's a robot that sharpens Spydercos. I think they do, depending on what it is, but they do 15 degrees per side with like a 22 micro bevel, and they use a buffing wheel to strop it, I think, or some sort of wheel to strop, I believe. But they actually do a really good job with their edges. It's just their angles that get messed up. So it's either the grinds from the knife that's messed up or the edge bevel that the robot did that gets messed up. But the actual edge itself is, in lots of cases, a really good edge, meaning like their deburring process, their angle, the grit, the bite, all that stuff is really, really good. It's a good quality edge. It just can be a little wonky, which I'm not mad at. I'd take a good edge that's a little wonky versus a perfectly even edge that's not good. All right, so we have a burr all the way on this side from heel to tip, but remember, we don't want to do them at the same time, so we want to do this edge first, then this edge. Now, remember, I had a little bit of a spot right there that I have to still hit. So I'm going to do that now. You can see it right in front of my pointer finger. There's a little spot right there. Hopefully you guys can see it. If not, we're going to get it either way. So the way I'm going to get it is I'm going to make sure when I come off of the stone like this, I'm going to make sure that I go off of the stone. But when I'm going off of the stone, remember, I'm not allowing my angle to change. I'm going straight across because this is a straight edge, straight across. And even though I'm coming off, I'm not allowing myself to go like this. Okay, straight across all the way to the secondary tip. And that is what's going to help me hit it. So my edge is nice and level as it comes off of the stone. Ooh, it's so close. So close. Ooh, I should have did it like that. All right, almost done. A couple more passes.
Dude, Sid, is that your real picture and your real mustache? Because if so, hats off to you, sir.
Okay, I got it. Doing the back and forth motion, it seemed to help a little bit. So we have a good marrying apex right there. Now, if it wasn't a good marrying apex, like if I would have done it a little too much time on one side, I would have to go to one of the other sides and move it. So like say if I worked on this side too long, right? And my tip started going this way a little bit, I would have to stop what I'm doing and go to this side and start working on it. Never let that tip, never work on one side so long that your tip starts changing location. In that case, move to the other edge and work on it so that you can keep it in the right spot. Now, right now, my edge is marrying up really good. It's a nice point. You guys can see it. Here, you can look at either side. Either side looks really good. It's a nice tip, nice point, good spot. Now, we have a burr from heel to tip all the way across. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a deburr, but I have to first roll my, because I have the bevel actually. Actually, I'm wrong. I need to get this burr to fold over to this side first. So let me go like this a couple times. Okay, now let's do a deburring process really quick. Now, I could have lowered my angle back farther, made a lot lower angle, which would, make this tip area a little bit slicier. And in the future, I probably will. I'll probably make this angle a bit lower than this side, just because, like, when I matched it up, because I'm holding it this way instead of right here, this angle is going to be slightly different. So what I could have done was just seen the angle that was on there and decided to kick it back just a little bit. And that would have just taken me just changing it right here just a little tiny bit and acknowledging where it landed. But let's do a deburr. So I'm going to actually use the stone in this case, because since I already have my angle and it's perfect, very gently though, on both parts. Okay, it basically rolled over. I got a little bit at the tip though.
I want a Kangle. That'd be sick.
Okay. Now I'm going to use a different stone really quick and use it just to snag the burr. I'm just going to use a little stone action. Not much, no pressure. I could use wood for this, but with wood, you just draw it through the wood. You literally just take the wood, take your edge, and draw it through the wood. You can do that too. That's what Mike was talking about earlier. A little bit more. I'm not allowing any pressure to the point to where it's creating a micro bevel. I'm literally just letting, I'm basically using the exact same angle I sharpened at, and I'm just letting the stone grab the burr and snag it off. It's like hook, like fish hooking it and grabbing it off, because all the teeth from the burr are like this, right? So the stone is just basically going like this, like it's just cutting them off. And sometimes they might fold backwards over, and in that case I come back with the stone and hit it this way, come back from the stone, hit it this way, and until it goes and pops off. And it does the sound effect.
I think you mean Kegels, Kyle.
All right, so let's strop the rest of the way. We did put a little compound on there already. And then we will check for burr, and if we feel any, we'll go back to the stones. I might have should have. We'll see how it goes. I might have not knocked the burr off enough here in this tip area. Actually, not too bad.
Baby, do you know what a Kegel is?
What?
I'm asking, do you know what a Kegel is?
What is it?
You don't know?
No, tell me.
It's okay. If you don't know, you don't know.
Okay. Why is there like black stuff on my edge right now?
Hi, Paolo.
Like a dog?
Oh my god. That is so amazing that you just said like a dog.
Why?
Went perfectly with our whole conversation over here. Oh my god, that is hilarious. We were talking about Kangles, like the dog.
Okay.
That's what that is, a Kangle.
Yeah, okay.
Kegel, which somebody made a joke about because we were talking about Kangles, is the muscle inside of a
vagina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going towards, I thought you guys were talking about like a dog.
We were! That's so funny.
Now remember, this is a 300 grit edge. This is a very coarse edge. This is not a fine edge. So I can feel I have a little bit of burr. Yeah, I have a little bit of burr right here. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to use some of my 6 micron on this heavier side really quick. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This thing just splattered all over me. Is this thing almost out? I might be out of 6 micron. Oh, man, it's just splattering out right now. I don't like that. Yeah, I must be out of 6. All right, I need to order some more 6. Yep, it's out. Fuck. Grab that stuff up. All right, we got diamonds.
Hey! Ryan Faber with the 10 bones.
Thank you for the
J-Dog and
donation,
K
man.
Swizzle. You two are the best. Thank you, R Dizzle.
Well, this is all gone. We need some more 6 now. Let's see if we can get this. I don't know if I had enough on here, but either way, like I said, I could go. We're not going to do it in this video, but we could go to the next stone, which I'm gonna do anyways. I'm just trying to deburr it for you guys. I'm gonna wind up going to a finer grit. This is way too coarse in my opinion for this angle. Like if I had a low angle on this, it would be just fine. At 300 grit, because 300 grit isn't, I mean, it's a coarse edge, but as long as you do good stropping, it's fine. See, I got one little spot right there that I need to knock off. Oop, there's a smart. Let me use this stone. I can't tell exactly where it's at, but. And I might just need to go and refine it a little bit more.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. I think I just rolled it over. So, what are you doing?
Look at I'm absolutely shaking because I need to eat something. I'm just going to take a bite of something before food gets here so I can make it.
Okay. Go ahead. Just us, guys. Party time.
Hey.
I'm just trying to get this bit of burr off. Which, you know, being a 300 grit edge, you can't expect it to be too clean going through paper at this angle. Now, like I said, if this was a low angle, yes. Like I could grab a 300 grit edge right now that seems like it's a polished edge the way it goes through paper. There we go.
Meg,
yeah.
I got a hamburger and carrots on the way.
A what?
Hamburger and carrot sticks on the way. That's what I got.
Hamburger and carrot sticks?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Check this one more time. Then we're going to talk about something here at the end. Let's check this. There we go. Nice. And you can see the transition from the one edge to the other. You guys see that? So I'm going to go from here over. See how I transition from here to here when I'm going through it. And it cuts really good. I don't have much edge there, so, but you can see it cuts right through it just fine. Good enough for my 300 grit edge at a high angle.
Seems logical. Said, do you want him to send you one of these GEMINI, or is it too obscure for the channel?
Hold on 1 second. What is it?
GEMINI. It's like a big thing.
Holy cow.
He said, do you want me to send it, or is it too obscure?
Is it real or...
Well, that's not his exact picture. I'm
asking if it's real or is it a wall piece. Like it's not. If it's wall art, no, don't worry about it. But if it's a legit and it can go through watermelons and stuff, yeah. Oh yeah, I'll check it out.
They're all saying member only giveaway. Did
you guys
do that a couple weeks ago or something when they said?
You guys want a giveaway? We can give something away.
See, it worked. They're like, it works. They were right.
Yeah, we can fucking give something away. What do you guys want? You guys want something sharpening, or you guys want something nice
I showed
related?
him seems logical. He's just wondering, like, is it a wall piece or like a real thing? Also, SD42 says, do you like that hut Stropp better than Beavercraft?
No, not really. They're basically the same. They're not much different, but I honestly think the Beavercraft might be old. Let me show you guys. So this one is brand new. This one's not. This one's used, but the thickness of the leather is basically the same. The one difference is this one gives you a suede side, while this one gives you two firm sides. So the one thing I like better about this one, the Beavercraft, is that with gunny juice specifically, it spreads across this firmer stuff better than this furry stuff. It soaks into this stuff better. But if you want a furry side, which I do like to have, Like I have lots of strops with the furry side. I like the furry side. It especially does good with pastes. This type of stropping compound. And you can use gunny juice on it. You just have to use a lot more of it. So, you know, but other than that, though, they're very similar. I am just...
Wait, really quick.
Yep.
He said it's a real piece, but it's not expensive. It's like a Kershaw version, but it works, but there's flaws to it.
Could you chop down a tree with it?
I don't know. It's a Filipino sword.
It's Filipino?
I don't know. Somebody said that. I don't know if they're talking about it.
So right now what I'm showing you guys is I'm taking the ceramic rod and I'm taking this little claw because, like, say if you did have a karambit style knife and say if you've been using it for opening things up and doing things and now you're like, man, now I've destroyed my edge and it's not even going to be capable of doing damage, right? If I had to use it in that situation, you can get your ceramic rod, you find your angle, which in this case, this is a chisel grind, so it only has an edge on one side. So, and I'm going to refine it a little bit and try to get it to get a burr because I don't really care about this thing that much. Like, this isn't something I'm like sitting here trying to put a super professional edge on. I would just like to hone it to sharp because if it goes dull after me opening some boxes, I can just do this again and again. But it'll still be sharp for if I need it in a self-defense situation. And if you did want to put like a super professional edge on it, yes, I would say use a stone.
Baby.
But if you look, you can see what this ceramic is. You can see what it's doing to the edge. It's refining it a lot, which in return, I'm trying to get the camera, is going to give me a sharp edge. I do have to wait till the burr folds over, but what?
It cannot chop down a tree, but it can chop vines, thin branches, and stuff like that. It's a long, light, quick blade, better suited for combat than wood chopping. You know, you don't have to send it because I'd hate to break it or mess it up or anything. And usually when we do big knives on the channel, we like to F them up. He said he was able to chop bamboo with it. You know who might actually really like it though and appreciate it is Joe. I'm thinking about sending him my USMC fighter folder. Which Joe? Joe from Steel Forged in Fire. Yeah. No, you can also hold it straight up like this and go downward like this. I tend to like to go like this just because I'm so used to doing this direction. Wait, is Spanky in here? I didn't see him. Is that a Bastinelli you're sharpening right now? No, it's just a cheap nothing. I can feel this heat treat is so shitty. This thing is like, I don't even know. It's like $16 on Amazon. This thing's a piece of shit. But it is an edge, right? It is an edge. And if you wanted something like this, because for whatever reason, we don't need to go into your reasons why you want it, but if you did want something like this, it can get the job done efficiently and effectively. But it's not going to be the best heat treat, so it's not going to take the most finest edge or the best edge or anything like that, but it can still take an edge. It's just not going to be the best, and if you used it a few times, it's going to go dull extremely quickly. Is Steel Forged in Fire based out of Long Island? Do you know? Yeah, I think he's in New York, actually. New York or Jersey or something. I don't know. He's in one of those places. Oh, you're talking about the show? Or you're talking about his... No, him. I think he's in New York. I'm not positive where he's at. Okay, so this is damn near good enough, but I need a little bit of burr towards the tip. You never want to mix up Long Island and New Jersey. I'm not positive. I forget. They get mad when you do that. I know. That's why I like to do it. Neeves Knives. If you can get your hands on the Lion Steel T6 and K490, you should test it. The steel is super promising. Similar composition to 4V. Think 4V meets K390.
The only thing I'm not like so sure about is because that company doesn't do heat treats justice. They always run M390 soft, always.
Yeah, they do.
So a little bit more. This tip is just not getting.
Every time Dennis and Polo comment, I'm like really slowly pronouncing all the German words in my head, trying to figure out if I could say them out loud, but I can't.
I'm just doing a rocking motion right now, like kind of just drawing it straight back and forth like that and letting the bevel kind of guide itself. Oops, shit.
Question whenever you're ready.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to turn to a fresher side. So I'm just not letting the tip roll over this round part.
I don't care, Dennis. I was just saying.
And
it's actually cool.
That is actually pretty good. But, man, I'm just not getting my burr right up here at the tip. Hang on 1 second, baby.
Mm-hmm.
If I knew it was going to take this long, I would have just grabbed a stone first.
I don't care if you guys speak in German.
All right, go ahead. What? There we go.
Jared, have you ever... This is from Kyle. Jared, have you ever had a steel so crappy it actually flakes when trying to form a burr, like smearing?
Yes. That was actually a common thing with that shitty the Demco 80 20.5. It was happening. But now if you have, this is the thing, is that if you make your burr so big and it's a certain type of steel, certain types of steels can do that with a super big burr, because the burr is so big that, and the steel isn't like a super hard heat HRC, it kind of just sits there and flakes, like, you know, it's just like flakes of paper, and you can roll it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, if it wasn't so big, it would snap off. It's so big. So there are variables with that. But yes, I've also had it because the steel was just shitty. So I have a burr. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rod now, and I'm just going to draw it backwards.
You know how to say knife in German?
Knife.
In German.
Yeah, knife.
No, that's not the answer.
I don't know. What is it?
Messer?
That's also a company.
That probably means knife.
Probably.
My computer died.
Your computer died?
Mm-hmm. So powerful, you know, it doesn't last long off the cord.
Okay. Now this thing is a lot sharper than it was, but it's still not the best. I got a little burr right there. I need to get off. Like I said, this isn't something I'm trying to like get super fine or anything. This is more of a snag somebody tool. But you still want it to be effective at what it's doing. Now I'm going to use the corner of the strop again. And I'm going to just lay this flat and hit it flat. And then I'm actually going to put an angle on this side because remember, it's a chisel. When's the food going to be here?
Like less than 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Like I said, I don't think this is some shit steel with a shit heat treat. I can feel how soft it is. Like when it touches the ceramic, like if I grabbed a hard steel right now, I could probably even get it to come over the microphone. Just the difference in how the steel sounds on it. It's just different. One sounds like it skates. Let's see if we can get you to hear it. We got the microphone right here. Listen. Versus, can you hear that? One's like and one's like. The difference is one is so hard it skates. The other one like gets gouged right away because it's softer. That's the steel and the heat treat. So there you guys go. Let's end this right now. Oh, no, we got to do a giveaway. You guys wanted a giveaway, so let's do that really quick. What do you guys want? You guys want a knife or you guys want something for sharpening? You guys probably want a knife, right?
Probably.
Let's do a knife.
Was that a beaver craft shop?
I have a beaver craft, and then I have like
that you were just using though.
Yeah, that was a beaver craft, and then the other one's Hutzels, whatever. Okay, let me grab that Gerber over there.
Which Gerber?
The Gerber over there. We'll give that to him. I'm joking, guys. I'll give you guys something better than a Gerber. Let me grab something else. I was just fucking with them. Grab the Gerber. 3 of these.
Actually, some of them are saying, a lot of them are saying sharpening item, you decide.
Oh, another one, the sharpening item.
So nobody wants a knife? Interesting.
No knife, huh? No knife? All right. We don't have to do a knife.
You guys really would prefer an item?
I had a brand new penguin. All right.
Our food's here. I'm gonna go get it.
Okay, our food's here. So.
You got a ding ding. Do your ding ding.
Mayscat with the 2 bones. Long time no see. I hope y'all been doing well. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. Okay, so let's give away, I guess, something sharpening related. Let's do what I'll do is I'm going to give you guys a choice. So whoever wins can pick if they want a sharpening stone or a knife. If they want a sharpening stone, I will order them a brand new sharpening stone. If they want a knife, then we will we'll pick a knife to give them. So, and here I got a QSP penguin here. We can do brand new in the bag still. This one's got the black micarta D2. Pretty good example. Nice and smooth. And if you already have a penguin, I can give you something else. So just know that. If you already have a QSP penguin, we can do something else. So Kara is going to run the chat, what we're going to do. As soon as she's done, we're going to have you guys pick a number, and then whoever wins can contact me, and then we will get them a knife, or we can get them an ultra sharp diamond plate or something like that, if that's what they want, a sharpening stone. Oh man, no problem, Zachariah. So I'm going to pick a number.
No.
Okay, Kara's gonna pick a number.
No.
What?
We're gonna do this.
We're gonna do it differently. We're gonna do it her way. Okay. Make sure it's an easy way.
It's very easy.
Okay.
Whoever can guess my favorite animal first wins. I'm gonna write it down so it's not BS.
You guys have to guess Eric or Kara's favorite animal.
Actually,
that's gonna be tough.
Jared's favorite animal, which I'm gonna write down.
I don't have one.
Yes, you do.
I do?
Baby,
are you gonna tell me what it is?
On. Yes. You're telling me that's not it?
I don't know.
That's not it?
No.
I
mean, I like those.
What about this one?
No, it's not.
What is
it? You don't know me.
You have said
I
how much
love
you
them.
love
I do
them.
love them.
These two I've heard on so many occasions from
I
you.
do love them, but you've also heard me say I love dogs and Komodo dragons. I like animals.
I know, but I've heard, like, I've seen your eyes twinkle.
Okay, how about this? We
these.
will just say that is it. How about that?
No, how about I pick mine? Because you're too indecisive, and it's gonna seem.
It's not that I'm indecisive. It's just that, like,
Okay,
you know.
I'm gonna pick my favorite. Okay,
I like all animals.
I'm gonna pick my favorite animal that I'm feeling.
Let's look
today.
at the diamond stone while we're sitting here.
Hold on. Let me think what my favorite animal is right now. Okay, yeah. If you guys know me, they'll probably get it. And like, you know, favorite animals can change, so it's not like my all-time, but like right now in my life, definitely my favorite.
I do need to sharpen this.
So I'm gonna write
D2.
Start in the chat, maybe just to confirm I have written this down, correct?
Yes.
It will not change. And I'm gonna write start in the chat so you can start guessing animals. And it's not specific. It's not like a hog-nosed snake. Like, it's not like that. Just like say the animal. All right. So obviously we all know it's not snake now, but like, don't say like. Viper.
Well, they might have said that. You're just literally helping them right now.
I took one animal out of how many things? I'm just saying, like, you don't have to say a species. Just like the general animal.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna put start in the chat. When I type stop, it's done. We'll go for just, I guess, just whoever gets it first, right?
Yeah.
All right. Ready, set, go. Well, no, when you see it in the chat. I'm stupid. Sorry. Go. Guessing my favorite animal. You're guessing my favorite animal. It doesn't have to be a specific, like, species or anything. Just the general thing. If you guys know me, you'll get it. You will get it. An ant? Fuck off. An ant? Oh, Josh got it. Josh Worth, you got it. Everybody stop. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I'm so sorry, Josh. Dennis got it first. Dennis definitely got it first. Hold on, let me just make sure no one got it before Dennis. Yeah, no one got it before Dennis. Dennis got the win with Tittle. The answer is turtle.
All right, so Dennis won?
Yep.
All right, what does Dennis want? Is sharpening stone or a knife?
And his answer too was fuck turtle.
You made it too easy for him. You made it too easy for him.
No, everybody was guessing other stuff before.
I didn't say everybody else. I said you made it too easy for him because he already knew.
Well, no, like he didn't right away. That's why he was like, fuck, it's a turtle. He got that shit. Damn, Josh, I'm so sorry. You were close. Close call, but Dennis did get it first at 4:31 p.m.
Okay, so what does he want?
I don't know.
Because I need to eat. You want to just contact me out? You want to think about it?
Contact us.
We got some good sharpening.
And we'll
so, really quick before we end it, I want to talk about the CPMD too. It does actually feel pretty hard. It feels pretty good on the stone right now. It's the steel is removing extremely well. It did not have a good factory edge, in my opinion. Not that it wasn't a good factory edge, it just really wasn't that sharp. So yeah, it really wasn't that good of an edge. I mean, it was sharp. Most people would get by with it just fine. I am a little bit spoiled with sharpness. And the angle wasn't like it was super high or anything. This is actually the same angle that was on it. I'm just kind of refining the same angle that was on it. But it feels pretty good. But I am going to lower back the angle. And yes.
Really quick.
Yes, I'm done.
Turtles are animals. They're in the kingdom class Animalia. There are animals. The class within kingdom Animalia.
Why wouldn't they be an animal?
Someone said turtle's not an animal.
Yeah, it is.
The kingdom is Animalia. The class is Reptilia. So they're all animals. It's just then there's breakdowns further than that.
Yeah, there's mammals, reptiles.
Like, you guys don't have to break it down. Just general animal. Yeah.
Somebody was
all reptiles are animals, but not all animals are reptiles. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Know what the genus is Chelonia. If any of you guys have ever played Red Dead Redemption 2, you'll totally see where they got that from too.
Dennis, contact me. Get a hold of me on. You want email or we'll do email or Instagram. Just contact me. You know the deal, and just let me know. Would you rather have diamond stone?
Neeves Knives. Look up my comment. Give it to Josh. Shipping to Germany is too much.
Oh shit! All right, Josh. Well, that's really awesome of you, Dennis, man. Thank you. We do appreciate that. So Josh.
Wow, that was super kind.
That was really kind of you, man. That was really, really awesome of you.
All right, Josh, you heard
Josh,
that,
you're the winner, man. Congratulations, because Dennis gave it to you. So, Josh, are you still in the chat right now?
And Josh said I didn't say it straight away because it was too obvious.
Too obvious.
I love my turtle.
And he was like, damn it, man, I should have just said it. But you won anyways, because Dennis is so awesome. He just gives it right to you. So shout out to Dennis for being such a good dude.
Can't stop sharpening. That's what someone said. All right. Ants are animals too. You're right. Seems logical.
They're just in the insect family.
Okay.
Yeah, this still feels.
Isn't Josh in Australia? LOL. I don't know. Is he? It's okay if you like for this sort of stuff. You guys are paying members. Like it's all right if you're overseas. Like for this sort of.
Now
thing.
Dennis is like, in that case, motherfucker, I want it. It is expensive to ship overseas.
The roaster is like, my name is now Josh. It's only right. I don't know. Josh isn't answering now.
Okay, so Dennis, do you still want it?
We don't even know if he is not.
Where is he? In Germany?
Yeah. We're sending him stickers anyway.
Yeah, so we'll just send it all in one package. Dennis, it's all right, man. You won. So
yeah, Josh hasn't even answered now. This is so confusing.
Well, Josh probably had to take off.
Internationals. Yeah, he's international too.
Damn, everybody's international. Well, in that case, like Dennis might as well just keep it then. Yeah. So, Dennis, we already have your address, so we'll just ship. Just let me know.
Yeah, if you guys are both international, then Dennis, you won technically fair and square. So we're gonna send it to you. We have to send you stickers anyway, so we're gonna do it like that.
You just need to let me know which one you want. And I don't know how Germany's laws are with knives, so we need to figure that out too.
Second thought, my name is not Dennis. I have a proxy, but Dennis should keep it. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, all right.
You guys are very awesome.
We're gonna end it on that. Yeah, just let us know what you want. We already have a DM with you, Dennis, so just let us know there, and I'll let Jared know what you say, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, just figure it out. If you want the stone, or if you want, because if you want the stone, what I'll try doing is I'll just try ordering it to your address. If you want the knife, then I'll just ship it with the stickers. So just let me know. Doesn't matter. It's up to you.
All right, guys.
Either way, it's both brand new.
Never mind.
All right, guys. Love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. Thank you for all the donations. Shout out to all the Patreon members. We love you guys. Peace.
Peace. Oh, no. Wait.
Oh. Just cancel it.
For German shipping. Oh, from Josh. For Dennis.
Josh, you're so awesome, man.
Damn.
Look at that. Coming in hot.
He won up Dennis'
at the last second.
Dennis got out kind gesture.
Yeah, he got out kind right there.
Yeah,
Dennis
he did. Damn. Damn.
Man, you guys are so awesome, man. You guys deserve it. Love you guys. Thank you guys for everything.